Hello.
Hey, hey,
Welcome
hey.
to Shanghai Tripod, episode 2. Today, again, I have Donggu with me.
Hello, this is Donggu.
I have Jacob
Hey, hey,
with
hey.
me. Hello, Jacob.
What's up, guys?
How have you been?
Good, good.
Oh,
Mm, mm,
good. And me, Babuji here. Today, after our first episode, we decided that what would be the best topic to officially start our podcast. And the one thing which we've been living for 2 years under the regime of pandemic.
mm.
So,
Yeah.
The
how
Rona.
does it feel to live under the regime of pandemic?
Mm.
Um, I'm getting very comfortable with it right now.
Oh, you
It's
are.
something that is not imaginable before, but now it is the reality, and it's been there for 1.5 years.
Uh,
It's something.
yeah. So maybe Afghanis would have chosen pandemic over Taliban.
They choose both. Fuck.
So yeah, I know. See,
It's
anybody who's expecting us to be politically correct, then you are on the wrong podcast.
Mm.
Our idea is to be as
As incorrect as we
expressive
we
as we
can.
want to be. No, not yeah, probably incorrect in some cases, but
Mm.
most of the cases we just want to be expressive. We just want to express what we think is
Yeah.
accurate to our view. So, Jacob, how has pandemic affected your life? I think a lot of things happened in your life
Mm.
during this 1.5 years, right?
I know. I felt like I'm living in like a brand new life. I don't even remember
Yeah.
the part of me that was like uh growing up in Western society and everything. I just felt like I'm a Chinese guy who knows some English. I was always in China. And yeah, it's really weird feeling. I have to partially agree with Donggu, like cut all that lazy people excuses of just having this excuse of, oh, I'd prefer to have that option of going out and exercise and do things, and now because this pandemic I have to stay home and eat pizza, and being angry for like losing my freedom. That's where I get the most of the like the angry people for like where the anger is from all the medias and
Right.
social medias. But to be honest, it
Yeah.
is a very comfortable life. Like we don't have to do anything. Although like I know like that's the part that I'm agree with Donggu that we can be more focused on ourselves. But it's the
Mm.
part when we are facing ourselves for a long ass period of time that sometimes we cannot make peace with ourselves. And yeah, so
Speak for
partially.
yourself, but I've kind of made peace with myself long time ago.
Yeah,
So,
same here.
True. Yeah. Mm,
no, but you're right. You're right
mm,
that pandemic has kind of like shown two sides to the world. One is where people who were introvert and people who wanted to be staying at home
mm,
and just not really socializing. They had to come up with various excuses
yeah.
to avoid socializing.
Mm,
Now you
Uh,
need only one,
yeah,
and you have it already.
yeah, and I think that helped a lot, right? Yeah,
true.
and also the second point, which I think being in China,
Hmm.
somehow China has managed the whole pandemic situation so much better than the rest of the world, especially from so-called developed Western civilizations, societies.
True.
They've because I don't know, just to be politically incorrect, I would say they chose like so-called freedom
Hmm.
over healthcare.
Hmm.
I don't know whether that was the right choice, especially in case of a pandemic. Maybe in other cases, maybe freedom has a better value.
Hmm.
But in if you have to choose between life and death, and you're choosing a death uh, coloned with freedom, I don't know. I would still prefer life.
I think it's not about life or freedom. It's about your freedom and other people's life.
True.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
some people's choice.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
just
I don't
idiotic.
understand it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
idiot.
Actually, yeah. You're right, Dongo. I think I think pandemic is a little bit. Yeah. This actually brought in a lot of good and bad things from people. As in, I saw people who are selfish
Hmm.
and somehow, like, usually this behavior of being selfish is called out, you know, like in our society, general society, we say that, oh, that person is selfish, it means that he's a bad person. And this is the first time I feel in my lifetime where I see people who are selfish are celebrated, you know. Oh, people, I don't want to take vaccine. Oh, it's your right. Yay. I don't want to wear mask. Yay. You know, become the president, you know. So I feel that somewhere this is the first time in our like human civilization where selfishness is rewarded to some extent and also appreciated by a lot of people, and I find it really ridiculous. Maybe we don't fit into the society where we took vaccines or we wear masks because we don't not only care about ourselves, but we worry about infecting not only our near and dear ones but also general public. I don't want to be responsible for anybody's death or even you know, healthcare issue. I can't have that burden on my heart. You know, I would not be able to face the guilt if somebody dies because of me. Even like, especially in a pandemic situation where it's known that if you spread the virus to somebody, there's a good chance of people getting hurt or dying in case.
It is a question. I mean, a lot of people here in China don't understand why Americans don't want to wear masks. Okay, you can talk about freedom, right? They can say they have the right not to wear masks. They have the right to use gun. But I mean, when it comes to other people's life, or you put your own life, a life of your family, a little bit not so free, it's okay. Why is it such a big thing? It's just not understandable at all.
I know. I think like the twisted feelings is based on like the people are mixing up some of their feelings towards coronavirus together, because I think it comes with two parts for me. One is why there is coronavirus, like how it's originated, and then is how do we get rid of it as like public citizens, not like as scientists or anything. Like we're just living our daily lives. And where it was originated, people sometimes gets this, oh, China years ago it had SARS, now it has coronavirus, we're angry, so these Asians are wearing masks, so I'm angry at them, so I'm not gonna wear. That's just childish mentality of, you know.
Please use your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be so childish.
It's like, you know, you didn't give me toy before, now you don't give me this toy. Fuck it, I'm not gonna play toy. I'm gonna do sports or something like that. It's just very childish revenge mentalities. But how do we get rid of it as like a, you know, as the world citizen, like, which reminds me of that Louis C.K. bit that he says, you know, of course, but maybe, like, of course we have to care about the people who are allergic to peanuts, but maybe if we all just cover our eyes for a year and these people are gonna go, then the peanut allergy will distinct because all the people are dead, you know.
But that's exactly what I feel that a lot of people thought, you know, that it's like if it was if it was a unique situation, let's say few people were getting infected, you know, we have like 250 million people infected in the world, 250 million with more than 4.5 million people dead. I don't think there is like, you know, maybe I don't know what is the number, but it's definitely higher than allergy deaths, right? So I feel that if there is proof right in front of you, there are you know, in US also there are conservative talk show hosts who have died. You know, there are people who are on both sides of the alley, whether it's Republican or Democrat, or whether it's an Asian person, whether it's a black person, whether it's an Indian person. It's not like, oh, it's affecting a certain section of people. Earlier they were saying it only affects older people. It's not even true anymore. You know, it affects kids. And so if there is so much proof around you, and then you are still not getting aware of the situation and not willing to do anything, it basically means that you're not a human, you're an ostrich. You believe that putting the head inside the ground is going to solve the problem. That's not how it works, especially in a situation where unfortunately, or I don't know, with bad luck or with evolution, we somehow managed to mix so much. We are no longer like individually, oriented country. Even though even country like North Korea, apart from like even North Korea has some interactions with China and Russia.
Yeah.
Like the most alien, so-called alien country. But rest of the countries, whether it's US, China, South Africa, Peru, people are traveling around the world. So there is no way we can't just say, oh yeah, let's just forget about it for some time. It's going to be all right. If that was a solution, if herd mentality was the solution, herd immunity was the solution, we would have already achieved it. The fact is, we have not achieved this because we as a world collectively could not come together for 14 days and quarantine at home.
Yeah.
We just could not. Think about it. Like if
Yeah.
it's the same thing. I was talking to somebody a few days ago about coronavirus is just nothing serious and all that stuff. Imagine if there is a zombie attack, let's say, in the world, and some people are saying, it's okay, there's some people becoming zombie, I'm going to take a walk. It's exactly like that for me. Right? I just don't believe. So, if we can't come together for a virus, how the fuck are we going to come together for an alien attack?
Sure.
How the fuck are we going to come together for anything which is beyond our understanding?
No, we will not.
We
I
will
will
not.
side with the aliens.
Yes.
That's a smart move.
Immediately.
Very smart move.
Very smart move. Probably we'll also join you. I know.
Do you remember what happened in China? I don't want to praise China, but this is really amazing. You remember what happened is the beginning of the pandemic was before Spring Festival,
Right.
Chinese New Year
Right.
last year,
Right.
and January. So when we saw this outbreak, and then the immediate actions were taken. So the government announced lockdown immediately.
And it looked
1 or
very
2
strict.
days.
Actually, a
And-
lot of people criticized it.
Yeah, when they say lockdown, it means lockdown.
Lockdown. It's
Not
not
that
like-
you can go out or you can meet 3 people. You just lockdown. You stay at home
Yeah.
and you don't go out. Yeah, and then how many days? We saw the number growing for like 4 or 5 days. It kept growing until it reached peak, like 4,000 cases. And back then we thought it was a lot, 4,000, 5,000 cases. And then in between the lockdown, the numbers started reducing. And 2-3 weeks later, we were back to work. Everything got open again.
And then, I think one of the good things is that they made it a serious issue. I
Yeah.
think even though I might not support a lot of things, what a lot of governments do,
Yeah.
because
When it goes
I
down
still find-
details, a lot of mistakes are made, but the
Yeah.
government made-
But
yeah.
but think about it, as in they chose people's life over economy.
Yeah.
Yes.
US, Germany, France, they just speculated a lot of time that, it's going to hurt the economy. China is a developing nation, right? Economy hurting in China is worst for China than US or other countries
Yeah.
because they're far richer countries, like Nordic countries or Sweden and all, right? They did not even go into a lockdown and lost so many lives. And they have better healthcare system.
Yeah.
China was like, okay, fuck it, fuck the economics, we don't care about. And I think the fact that this put so much value in individual life
Yeah.
actually showcase the serious. Like now also, there's like some random case which happens like around 20 kilometers away from here, and then we suddenly are put into medium risk and we are told to wear mask and everything.
Yeah.
It's not that anybody's dying, nobody's dying, but still they have been so serious about it.
Yeah.
I guess it showcases the government's willingness in whatever manner. Maybe that's the principle of a socialist country, is that I think individual life matters a lot more than pure money or prosperity and stuff like. Because if people are dying, there's no point earning money. I mean, it's stupid. I find this conversation, a lot of conversation around the world, like even in India for that matter, right? Was like, if we lock down, it's gonna hurt economy. It's hard. If people are dead, what the fuck are you going to do with the economy?
Yeah, the economy is owned by few powerful people.
And they don't want it to be closed
Yeah,
down.
but the life is owned by the poor people who are dying.
Yeah.
Not the
The
same.
workers.
Okay, I'm just gonna move it from a little bit more, personal conversation about, forget about like a national level, but how this is one of the cases I've seen that during pandemic, a lot of people have become both happier and sadder. I think one of the big things which was discovered or we talk about a lot is pandemic anxiety. People staying at home, becoming anxious. People like what you were talking about, like
Yeah.
like facing yourself. People who don't, you're not comfortable with their own
Self.
life.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of time.
Mm.
You start thinking about life. Start thinking about what I've done in my life, what you achieved or not achieved.
Yeah, Jacob achieved a lot.
Yeah, that's true. This
You had you have a very fruitful pandemic life,
Oh yeah, actually.
right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can tell us about it.
So I think I want to talk a little bit more and ask you guys about how did pandemic affect your mental health and like your well-being,
Mm.
and I mean generally what do you feel people around you, and not just you guys but also people around you. Don't go. What do you say?
My life.
And people around you, did it affect mental health of people in pandemic?
Yeah, mental health, I guess. But I might not be a good case study for most people because I was not in a good mental condition anyways. But after the pandemic, I got a lot of. I was in this like having this like anxiety and depression for quite some time, and after this pandemic, I got a perfect excuse to not go to work, to not worry about not working. So I became more relaxed, and I don't have to socialize with people I don't like. I don't have to take the pressure from outsiders. So I feel much better. The only problem is maybe I don't get to travel. I like travel a lot, but I can't travel. So that this is a tiny issue, but I mean, staying at home also I found out a lot more I can do at home, like reading or playing game. That also gives me a very good time at home. So I don't think I have any like mental issue that created by the pandemic.
Or
Right?
people around you, or
People
any
around-
friends, or what do they do? Because I feel that a lot of people around me.
No, people
this-
around me, like Babuji, is very paranoid about going out. He has to wear mask for sure,
Yeah.
like all the time when he's out, and he has to use this sanitizer
Mm.
every time he touches anything,
Mm.
even for like half a second. He has to use the sanitizer to wash his hands.
Mm.
And yeah, when we hear some cases, outbreaks, some here and there, and we stop going out completely.
Mm.
Yeah, but other people, my friends, because we're in China, right? The situation is not so bad. So, so the actual people are getting a little bit too easy on it.
So, how about you, Jacob? Like Jacob, I think not just your friends in China, but also people in Canada. How are they feeling about their mental health? Not really about how the country has performed in the health issue, but more on
Yeah.
mental. How do they feel? Do they feel anxious? Do they feel excited? Do they feel happy? Do they feel content? Do they feel stressed about the future?
Yeah. Generally, what I feel is that the people, my friends in China, are more used to these kind of lockdowns or mentalities, and as in the friends in Canada, they are more babuji like, and also like like the beginning of this pandemic begins, I was acting like that. I almost became alcoholic again for like whenever I meet people, I drink. I even drink some like high percentage alcohol. Just I felt it's safer to desanitize. Desanitize.
A
Yeah.
Trump follower.
I know.
We have
But
a-
I was scared. Like I feel like okay, so this is a serious. This virus can break into your. It's airborne virus. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, it was a lot of pressure. but slowly I see like the most of the Chinese friends or people around, they are still getting on with their daily life, and they still have to go to work, most of them, and yeah,
Right.
they are mentally more healthy, and as in like
Mm,
Canadian friends, they are more bothered by it. I feel like they see this problem as like a global problem. They actually are more concerned,
mm,
but they don't know
mm-hmm.
what is the solution. Like they're waiting for a solution, but they 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 don't have any ideas of how this thing can be solved, like all together. Yeah,
Mm,
and
mm,
by not going out and experiencing their own version of lockdowns overseas, uh, they like even some of them are like couple of them are denying they have any mental issues, but they really like they FaceTime me for 2 hours just to talk like how are you, what's going on, how's life, and I cooked this, I
right.
cooked that. Like usually we don't talk about shit like that, but yeah, so I can see like they're pressured and
Mm,
they're more uh they have more
lonely.
anxiety. Yeah, yeah, in a way. Mm.
Uh,
Paranoid about it.
I think yeah I think I am paranoid maybe
Mm.
on so-called the virus part of it.
Mm.
Like I feel that yes, I don't want to be infected, and I don't want people around me to be infected.
Exactly.
So I'm extra careful that way.
Mm.
But uh, yeah, so in the beginning, I remember early January, and we came back. I was traveling somewhere, and we came
Mm.
back somewhere, and I was like, when this news started, I think 2 or 3 cases was happening,
Mm.
and I was like, we should stock up masks and stock up. This hand sanitizers and all that stuff before it became like mainstream, because I feel that I have this previous understanding of SARS and how fast it spreads and all that stuff. So I was a little bit paranoid on that aspect. But I think mental health wise,
Mhm.
uh, I I do feel occasionally
Mhm.
mm, uh, sad about what is happening around the world, and I just feel like burden every because I have this habit. So what I usually do is that every morning I get up, I spend like an hour or so reading news or watching news from around the world, just
Mm.
to just update myself to know what is happening. And so
Mhm.
sometimes, most of the times, it's like funny news and
Yeah.
interesting things, mostly on the art side.
Yeah.
But I've seen that my behavior has changed since last 1.5 years. That I'm like actually every day I see the numbers, and I see even though I kind of like feel bad for, like, I make fun of conservative friends of mine, like
Mhm.
like the Republican
Mhm.
folks, and they're
Mhm.
trying to be like free, but I feel miserable. I don't want them to die either,
I
even
know.
though they don't care about other people's life. I just feel like whenever I see the numbers in US, it bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
But what really hit me badly is that uh, how we've lost empathy.
Mm.
Now these just become numbers. Imagine 4 million people dying around the world
Mm.
should have scared us, should have made us angry, should have made us upset.
Mm.
You know, like I remember 9/11.
Mhm.
Was it was in US. Nothing didn't matter to us that much. It's not like my friends died or nothing, but it still affected me. It made us sad,
Mhm.
as a global. And something happens in Afghanistan. I feel that we become sterilized
Mhm.
to tragedy because of coronavirus. Now I see people, Afghanistan, things are happening, and we've just become like immune. We don't feel. We've become numb,
Yeah.
and this numbness makes me very upset, in a way.
Mhm.
I personal life, I want to point it out in the conversation, that my personal life, I feel amazing, I feel happy about
Mm.
lockdown. It's okay. Yes, as Dongu mentioned,
Mhm.
I do miss traveling,
Mhm.
again, but for me it's still exciting because I'm in a foreign country,
Mm.
because I live in.
Traveling all the time.
Yeah, I'm in this constant state of mind, as well as physically. I'm not in my own country.
Mm.
So there is this always this emergence of excitement for
Mhm.
discovering small things for me, even now, even
Yeah.
after living in
Yeah.
in a foreign country. So that aspect is there, and I feel like China is a large country. There's so many things which I haven't experienced, and so many experiences which are there in every core, especially in a city like Shanghai, which is as metropolitan as it can get. So personally, it doesn't affect me that much, but I feel that. The world, overall, when I see things happening in India, it was terrifying when the Delta variant happened, and I saw people just dying because of lack of oxygen or lack of basic medical facilities, and migrant workers dying around the world because they could not provide themselves during the coronavirus.
Yeah.
It makes me sad, and it makes me feel very anxious that what the fuck are we doing as human beings? We are so uh, numb. I can't even say it's comfortably numb. Now we are moving towards the Pink Floyd song, but it just become so annoyingly numb. We have become. And I see people around me, as in not just people like. Of course, I see you guys also. We all three of us are like very numb to. We're just talking about it on a podcast, but we just will, after this we'll just go on with our life without thinking about like there are so many people dying because of this virus.
Yeah, I call these people
And maybe what
sheeples, sheep people. Like they're just numb,
yeah
waiting for their day to
And
get their trip.
what makes me angry is there are people who don't even want to make a small compromise. For example, to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Like you're given a vaccine for free, and it's everywhere. You just go and take it,
Yeah.
and people don't want to go take it, and just saying, "Oh, it might not be so helpful," with no specific reason. And think about it. Think about these people who can't even get vaccine, who are sick,
I know.
and think of like Afghanistan people. They're what the shit they're going through right now, and they have to fight with the pandemic at the same time.
Yeah.
This is crazy, and we are so lucky. Like we are so blessed, but still
exactly,
ungrateful.
like-
Again,
Just
like-
want to beat the shit out of ourselves.
again, specifying very clearly, none of us are any religious people.
Yeah,
But
feel blessed.
Feel blessed, but I don't know from where, but we feel blessed. Yeah. So, I guess one of the things which makes us have this easy conversation here is because we have all the facilities in the world. We've been one of those lucky fews who have access to good healthcare and vaccines and stuff like that.
I know. Like, imagine as a person, you got a virus that is new and very scary, and then if you are the one gets sick, they say, "Oh, we have this vaccine. It's brand new, and we're not sure how much it will help, but it will help. Even the percentage of succeeding is low. Usually, if you are the one that's usually as long as you are the one that's infected, you will say like, give me that shit, let me try it, right? Like without hesitation at all.
Exactly.
But now it's like, oh, this is exactly what's happening. But how about you get this vaccine before you actually get infected? And people are like, nah.
Right.
it's just I don't know, call it pizza humor. Just, nah.
Yeah, I know. I actually I was amazed when we were discussing that. Oh God, let's hope that around November we get the vaccines done and all that stuff. And then the discovery of vaccine happened. Like they created it. I don't remember which was the first company. I think one of the Pfizer or Moderna, one of them came out, and then we were like all excited that we're going to get vaccine. And 6 months later, there were like 5 good valid vaccines around the world.
Yeah.
And there were a bunch of idiots who did not want to take it.
Yeah.
And why were they excited about vaccine at first place? And these are the same fucking idiots who were like, oh, we want vaccine, we don't want to have mask, we don't want to wear, we don't want to stay at home. Then fucking take a vaccine. And there are so many people, so many people in countries like India and in Africa as a continent overall, where they are like begging for vaccines, and then we're just wasting it. There are so many wastage of vaccines happening around the world because people are hesitant to take vaccine. Yeah. Anyways, I think let's move more towards which is stuck again. Eventually we go back on abusing people who are not taking masks. Yeah, but I think one of the interesting thing which has happened in pandemic is how we consume entertainment. I think entertainment has completely changed for us. As in, for
Yeah.
me, I haven't
Yes.
seen a film in
Yeah,
cinema
exactly.
for good 1.5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've never been to the cinema since the beginning of
I
the
know.
pandemic.
And
Yeah,
we don't
it's
even miss it,
amazing.
right?
And then,
Right.
yeah, we don't miss
Yeah,
it.
that's the point.
And then for people
A tear just
who are
dropped
spectating, yeah, as a podcast part is that we were very actively involved in the movie industry. We are not just an average consumer. So we were actively being part of the industry, and then we don't miss it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I still watch. We still watch movies, but we
Yeah.
don't watch it in cinema because I feel that maybe that part of the experience has evolved inside me that I don't feel the need to be sitting in a sticky chair with popcorn filled on my feet and watch a movie because I probably never enjoyed it because also technology can bring you a 4K television with the best color Dolby sound system at home and somebody who can like people who can afford it. I don't really think there's a need for you to go to cinema anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Think about it. Going to cinema right now, you have to inhale other people's breath for 2 hours
Oh yeah,
in the same room.
Uh,
Yeah, and
it's
this
crazy.
chairs and this popcorn was
Oh
touched
my
by
God.
other people.
Oh.
Just don't want to
Just
touch it.
thinking about it makes me feel
Yeah.
to like I don't know. Yeah, but also I think the overall industry has changed. If you see even companies like Disney and all who are like very pro cinema based experiences have moved slowly to digital plus cinema, which I am assuming that eventually will move completely to digital. You know, cinemas are like but probably like a select few cinemas will be left where
Yeah. It's just
people
gonna
will
move to
experience
like
certain
oil
kind of things.
paintings and stuff. Cinema is just an old art form.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Again, cinema as in when we say cinema, we mean cinema halls because I personally think the movies, the concept of movies and television series has boomed. There have been some amazing experiences. And for us, video games have been a huge discovery in terms of entertaining ourselves.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, I guess, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people. And then this is crazy that probably this is the first step for video games to become an everyday product. It was already mainstream, but now it's become like an everyday product for almost the entire world, I guess.
Yeah, I remember last year this year there's a amazing game, Animal Crossing,
Oh, yes.
which was launched after launched in March during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that was the reason that it became so popular. But I really like that game. I play like day and night.
Yeah.
Those days I couldn't go out. I just played from 12 o'clock at noon because I was sleeping in the morning, and I played until 5 o'clock in the morning. And then repeat again every day for like 3 months. That
Super
was a good
addictive.
time.
Yeah. And people
Yeah.
probably didn't
Yeah,
even know
yeah.
like how the game got banned in China.
Oh yeah.
it's
So
funny.
you can tell us about it.
Oh, the story that I heard.
I'm not sure he did.
Should I?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I don't know what is the story actually.
Oh.
I don't. I don't know why they because technically it's not banned because it's not officially approved. So that's
Right.
the story.
Yeah,
about
it was.
It's not banned.
It was
because
not even
Yes.
launched in China.
approved.
Yeah, approved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by banned? I
So
don't get
what was I playing?
Uh,
I was not playing anything.
it.
Banned in the sense that usually, like a lot of games that are not approved, but people can still buy it on the Chinese eBay, aka Taobao, right? Or Chinese Amazon. So
WeChat or whatever.
yeah, but now like if you input Animal Crossing, the Chinese game name, nothing will show up. And if you ask the vendors, they will say, "Oh, we do not carry this game," and you have to ask in code, as in like, do you have 猛男减树枝? Then they may say, "Oh, yeah, we have this Hong Kong version, or we have this Japanese version." Yeah, so they have like a
猛男减树枝.
yeah, they have a code name as 猛男减树枝, meaning like muscle man picking up tree branches.
Strong man.
Yeah. It's just
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
So
but that's exactly the game.
yeah,
Speaking
yeah,
of tree branches and
yeah,
fishing.
and exactly.
Yeah, so what is the code for this Resident Evil?
Oh, I remember. It was
There's also a
yeah, yeah,
code.
yeah. It's something like cottage stories or something. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Village,
yeah.
village
Village.
stories.
别墅物语之类
Yeah.
的，好
Oh,
像。
that's a different topic. I think we can talk about this video game habits in China
Yeah,
later.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
funny.
Uh,
Mm.
yeah.
So, oh yeah,
So
so the
I
reason
think
why
one.
it's got banned, it's same as it's the same reason that a clubhouse got banned, in a way. Yeah.
What
Ah.
is the reason Clubhouse got banned?
Oh,
Well, again,
people,
Clubhouse was
yeah.
never launched in China. Just
Yeah,
to
never
correct.
Right,
launched.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
Why?
true. It was not banned.
so I don't know how
Yeah,
you
so
can
it
ban
wasn't.
it.
So people can access to it, and now people cannot access it. That's the meaning of getting banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same reason, like people start to talk about politics on it, and yeah, it was just
Yeah.
zipped off. And for more details, please go on Google, which is banned in China.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
I think okay. Just coming back to the point of our discussion today, pandemic. One of the things which I remember watching this movie because we were talking about this pandemic and movie. Watching this movie Pandemic. I don't know. You remember we watched that movie?
Oh yeah.
And when I watched it, and we were watching it, and we were like, "Oh, this looks like pretty serious." It started from some food being cooked in Hong Kong, and then Macau. I don't remember exactly, and then somebody eating it, and then that girl taking it to US or like to Germany, and it's spreading everywhere. And it was so accurate.
Contagious.
Of what actually happened. Yeah, Contagious. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
movie. I don't
And
sorry.
that's the name of the movie.
Yeah, I did not remember the name.
Gwyneth
Thank you,
Paltrow.
thank you. Yeah, that movie, it was just, so accurate, exactly what had happened. And of course, it happened much worse than what they showed in the movie.
Yeah.
Because a lot more people died.
Yeah,
and-
for the dramatic effect.
But one of the. Yeah.
So they sped up the.
But one
virus,
thing. Yeah, one thing which is crazier, I feel, in this pandemic is that it has given rise to a lot of different style of leadership.
Yeah.
I think one of the things which I realized that some companies have decided that, oh, it's okay, work from home.
Yeah.
Like some of the companies, they realize that, oh, it's far more efficient to make people work from home than have them in office. But at the same time, there have been leadership changes in terms of how government leaders have handled it. Some of them have made it like, oh, we still want to focus on winning the election, and I want to go with whatever is the popular opinion. Where some countries have been strict, like China and all, where like, I don't care about personal freedom and all. Right now, let me focus on the general health of the people. That is more important.
Yeah.
So I feel that this whole pandemic will not only have like short-term effects. Of course, it has. When I say short-term, maybe like 4 to 5 year effects, but I will have very long-standing effects. And this is the point which Donggu, you and me were discussing, that pandemics across the human civilization, have made dramatic changes to the way humans are. So one of the facts, early 14th century, we had the plague in Europe, which kind of like gave birth to a lot of new things. People were becoming, the sewage systems changed, and a lot of things changed. 17th century pandemic, when the plague happened, it resulted into industrial. Of course, not only that resulted into industrial, but it changed the way industrial revolution happened. When Spanish flu happened, post that World War II happened, things changed dramatically, and now we are in the technology age. So I feel that this could be the next step in human evolution, because that is what happens. Pandemic is like a fight for our own survival, and humans have always this tendency to survive. We tend to fight back. We might lose 4 million, we might lose 250 million people, but we'll come back much stronger, much in a more
True.
unique form.
True.
And that's the my own major positive take. Of course, it sounds very painful and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I guess this also accelerates our evolution, in a way.
Mm.
What do you say, Longo?
I think this pandemic kind of simplifies a lot of things that has been there the entire time, but not really necessary.
Mm.
Like for example, going to office, you don't need to go to office for work,
Yeah.
right? And you don't really need to go to a restaurant for good food.
Yeah.
Now it can be delivered. Now this pandemic, just fast forward this the development of this online shopping or online food delivery,
Yeah.
and you don't need to socialize with people, which is I think most people would prefer, but they can't avoid it.
But you can socialize digitally.
Now you can socialize digitally, chat on WeChat, chat online, like what we do. We can just do this call online and then record it.
Yeah.
Don't have to go somewhere and meet up and then do the recording.
Yeah.
And this is the good side of the pandemic, because things are moving that already to that direction. Now it's just getting accelerated.
Yeah, like people realize, hey, we
Yeah.
do not actually need to go to the movie theater. We just need like a good ass TV. Or like, hey, the big companies realizing, hey, we do not need to rent this expensive office building in downtown. People can just work at home, right? It's gonna affect the society in many different ways, economically, or yeah. But how human will turn out, it will be the next question. We all became very introvert, like yeah, or something. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, but I think that is what you're right. We'll all become very otakus. Like,
Yeah.
and there is a section of people who are already very comfortable with that lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I feel that maybe addition of pandemic made us realize our inner otakus. We all want to be.
Yeah, but if all of us become otakus, means like homestay kind. If we become homestay kind, then there will be more comfortable for the real, like natural otakus, right?
True.
Mm,
Yeah.
You don't have to be outgoing. You don't have to be optimistic.
Right.
Like social. You
otakus
don't have to
are
socialize.
social,
That's comfortable.
Yeah, but I think that's what Jacob was talking about also, that especially a lot of things, a lot of unnecessary things
Yeah.
can be cut down, like like real estate, a lot of real estate which is unnecessary used by companies can be cut down, and maybe new sectors, new things to do, like hobby sector has now become a very important sector. Like people earlier video games and all, but now suddenly, I mean, in last 1 year we have picked up so many other hobbies. We're trying to do random things, and Tongu, you have picked up a lot of hobbies, and I think this is the big benefit for a pandemic for a lot of people. Hobbies,
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it saves time. Like it how do you say, pardon you from these unnecessary things you don't enjoy, and you can focus on more on things you like.
True.
Yeah, but maybe we are being talking only from introvert's perspective. Maybe an extrovert actually hates this whole situation.
Oh yeah, possible.
Oh, like I think like
There are a lot of
25% of me hates this because I prefer like take a long walk outside, or like take a like jog.
Right.
Yeah, laughable jog from UK. Yeah, I call it. Yeah, but
Yeah, but
I,
you also like hanging out with people sometimes, so
yeah, like maybe
you, maybe
once
25%
every
part.
2 weeks I would like to meet some people, but now it's just fuck them. I don't trust them. They don't wash their hands. Yeah, they still smokes or something. Yeah, it just give me this insecurity of encountering in species, just in case. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
But I
just
feel like,
hope this
yeah,
can
if
come
we
to
are-
an end.
Yeah, I feel like if we are smarter, we will realize often during my previous lifestyle before the pandemics, I felt, oh, if only I have time to read these books or listen to this music,
Right.
and I just don't have the time. Now I have no excuses, and I'm very happy. Yeah, start reading and.
That you're still not reading those books and still not listening to those music.
I actually did the first step. I bought those books. Yeah.
That's a good step.
Yes, yes.
But I hope that you don't get to read those books because I hope pandemic finishes faster
Oh yeah,
and things go back to whatever the normal is, the new normal is,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, hope the outgoing people can also have their life.
yeah.
Yeah, as in if we don't care about them,
Hmm.
then we are similar to those idiots who don't wear mask and
Yeah.
don't take a vaccine,
Mm.
right?
And also,
Yeah,
I want to cut
of
back
course,
to
it's
like
life.
I think why Asia countries are doing like I
Right.
mean, or say China is doing better than the Western mentality on dealing with the corona is that maybe because the entire Asia was in like a war period, war state, like even less than 100 years ago, and all these wars were caused internationally. So a lot of Asian mentality was survival. So it's like that pyramid chart of like the first foundation of human happiness is that you have to achieve a survival. So Asian people are more like, okay, let's survive this, put your head down and survive this, and let's get through this together, then start to build up. So we are more used to this mentality of, okay, let's get over this thing altogether. But as in like especially US, even they are at war, like not a lot of wars were on their own land. So people's mentality was always like, oh, it's optional to choose. Plus,
Right.
this goes back to the isms and schisms talk is that capitalism is a business mentality. So everything can be
Mm.
used for business purposes, including politics. So I feel in China, no one's using this coronavirus as like a propaganda or as a tool for political, uh, you know, uh, uh, political publications or like
Criticus.
no one's using it.
Political benefits,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. No one's getting political benefits from it. But in US, people
Mm.
using this thing and from both side of the party to like make you to pick a side. Like no matter which
Mm.
ones you choose, you are becoming the enemy to the opposite side,
Mm.
which is one of the like a major when you see two people
Difference.
fighting, right? You do not want them to fight
Right.
harder, like by throwing them a bottle or a knife, like yeah, they butcher each other, like do it. Yeah, you
Right.
want to like calm the fuck down and move on, right? You don't want to see like especially when two sides are all just people, not like a evil side,
Right.
particular evil side. But now like
Right.
yeah, the politicians are making it use it to like incite fights and
Right.
to stir up,
Right.
like pouring oil on the fire and stuff. So that's another
Yeah. Yeah.
thing why we're doing. I mean, China is doing better than the overseas.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, I do agree with this survival thing,
Mm,
but of course, I think there are other countries also have that mentality,
yeah,
especially in Europe. They also fought a war.
yeah,
But one of the things which I realized being in Asia, like especially East Asia, like more on China or Japan or Korea,
yeah,
is that we have this collective mentality
mhm,
of this collective behavior where we believe that keeping the entire society safe is a responsibility of an individual, but also as a
yeah,
part of a group.
yeah,
I think that group mentality, because we care about our families a lot more, or friends, and so this non-individualistic behavior.
mhm,
Let me put it that way. Non-individualistic behavior is probably what made us handle the virus better.
mhm,
I'm not saying that we are out of it, right?
mhm,
Again, we don't know yet. Things might get worse
mhm,
as we speak, but hopefully, at least what we've seen till now showcases that a strong willingness
mhm,
by the people to do small compromises. It could be as small as wearing a mask to a slightly bigger compromises that staying at home and working,
mhm,
or taking care of people who are sick. I think there is this sense of responsibility for the group,
mhm,
and I feel that somewhere that is what will save the world. This
yeah,
it's just believing that, oh, my role is bigger than this, like individual. Like I always feel that instead of giving it a negative spin and saying that, oh, you know, you need to be responsible, I feel that we should make, at least not our generation, because I feel that somehow we have failed this whole process, but at least the coming generation, we can build this thing that, oh, you saving other people's life is an act of superhero.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's the easier way to,
Yeah.
not that you're doing a big favor. You're not. You just, every time you wear a mask and get out of home, you know, you're being a superhero. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what superheroes do. Wear a mask and save lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell Marvel to make a propaganda video.
Yeah, I think they did that. Anyways, thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Dongu,
Thank
for
you, thank you.
a little bit serious topic today. But as we do, as Shanghai Tripod, we will be talking about both relevant and irrelevant topics every Sunday. Next week we'll come back again with a new, fresh topic with our own spin to it, and see you guys next week. Thank you,
Yep.
Dongu.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
See you.
Thanks, guys.